All right, so this is podcast number 3 out of who knows how many. Um, right off the bat, we're going to start talking about the single phase 16 bar compressor that we just released. It's one of a kind, so let's start off with the specs. So it's 16 bar, so it's going to be giving you that 232 psi, which is great. So it's going to work for laser machines. So everybody that's out there using nitrogen and oxygen, you can now supplement the nitrogen with air compressor. So you're not having to exchange bottles all the time. Just overall a better solution. So this was a design that's been in the making. We finally got it to work correctly and to function the way that it should. And like I said, it's single phase. It's 11 kilowatts. So it does pull a decent amount of power, but it's still, you're still getting that 16 bar with single phase power, which is really, really good. It's going to help a lot of people out with machines that are wasting money on nitrogen. And I don't mean wasting in the sense of you're not making any money back. I'm just saying wasting money, in general, by not owning a compressor that can supplement a lot of that nitrogen use. So that's really a cool feature that this compressor does have, is it will plug into a 220 volt outlet, and it will give you 16 bars of pressure constantly. I do get asked often, can we use it with other tools in our shop? You can, because it does have a 100-pound tank, but I will say that these lasers do use all 232 psi when they're running. So if the tank's full, you can use it. You can have a power tool, a pneumatic tool, something like that. It wouldn't be a problem. But if you're trying to, use another plasma table or something, you're not going to have enough air to do both machines at once. Like I said, we just released it. The price on that is $9,123. It's delivered to your door. 35 days for delivery. Like I said, to your door, so you don't have to worry about anything. You'll get tracking, and it's a really easy, simple process. You would pay 30% up front and the remaining balance once it ships. So that's a really cool machine. I think we're the only ones that have it right now. I don't think you can get a 16 bar compressor single phase out of the box. I know you can get a phase converter or something like that, but out of the box, I think we're the only ones that have it. So that's pretty neat. Next thing we're going to start talking about is our Eco Tube Cutter. I know a lot of you guys have seen it out on Instagram. You've seen pictures of it, videos of it. It's great. Yes, it is single phase. Cuts up to 4-inch square, round, and rectangular tubing. 2,000 watts, single phase power. Comes with a water chiller, and then it's going to be used with the nitrogen or the oxygen. But like I said before, we now have a single phase compressor. So now you can, instead of using nitrogen and oxygen, if you want, purchase the single phase compressor. That gets rid of the nitrogen, and that saves you money. So either way, though, it's a great machine with nitrogen and oxygen if that's what you can use for now. But you can later on in the future exchange it, or not exchange it, but change it out for a compressor. So with that tube cutter, it comes in 10 feet and 20 feet. So 10 feet's not going to be too common. The price difference is about $3,000 to go to the 20 feet. Most people are going to be going to the 20 foot just because you get more bang for your buck. But with that being said, if you're in a small space, that 10-foot really works out, because the 10-foot machine is only 3 feet wide by 10.5 feet long by 5 feet tall. So it's a very compact machine. Just like any of our eco models, we try to compact them as best as possible, so we can so you guys can get them into spots that are tight, or home garages, or small shops. So yeah, and then that's pretty much what we have for today. We talked about the compressor. We talked about the Eco Tube Cutter. A little bit more about it. I forgot to include, it's a 35-day shipping. So 35 days from the moment you order it, it will be delivered to your door. Same goes with, you get the tracking. We'll send you pictures and videos of your machine before it ships out. And then 35 days, you'll get it. It's a self-install kit. It pretty much comes already 95% ready to go. You just pretty much have to get the laser set up and the front chuck set up, and then you're ready to roll. Plug in your nitrogen, your oxygen, or our new single-phase compressor, and it's ready to run. So yeah, we're very happy with the products that we're coming out with. We think they're an advancement to the production model for small production as well as for larger production, but really mainly it's really going well for the smaller guys that are trying to get bigger. Our machines really help those people out. So with that being said, we're gonna do a little bit of a fun little segment. We're gonna go to questions. So you guys send questions out all the time on our Facebook, Instagram, and whatnot. And so we thought it would be fun to do something like this. So we're gonna have the beautiful Joanne help us out and ask the questions, and I'm gonna answer them for her. So let's do this.
Welded Metal Art asked, I'd like to know some details. What is the power requirements, and what is the cutting ability?
Okay, so he was asking about the 2,000 watt single phase laser table, and so that's going to be able to cut 1/2 inch steel, 1/4 inch stainless, 3/16 aluminum, and that's going to run off nitrogen and oxygen. So that's a good question. Let's go to question number 2.
How big is the actual footprint of the machine?
So the footprint of that machine is 7.5 feet by 13 feet long. And let's go to that final question.
How many sunglasses did you put on before you were like, bingo, right here?
Oh, okay. So with the sunglass thing, yes, I wear sunglasses. It's not a big deal. When you're doing podcasts, you have all these lights in front of you. It gets really confusing and disorienting. So I put sunglasses on. Sometimes I'll do podcasts with them on. Sometimes I'll do them with them off. It just depends. But how many does it take? It just depends on how I feel. Sometimes it's 1 pair. That's the pair I'll go with. Sometimes it's 20 pairs. Everybody has their different feel of the day, so that's what I do. So yeah, I think this podcast was a pretty good and successful one. I think we got a lot of information out in a short period of time. Like I say in everything, just follow us on our Facebook, our Instagram. We're on TikTok. Our website, rslasertechnology.com. We're everywhere. So if you search us, you'll find us. So yeah, till next time, see you guys and have a great day. Peace. Oh man, how was that one?